have cat hair all over my microphone as per usual. Bad kitty. My cat is laying over there on the treadmill. You're supposed to be running on the treadmill, not laying on it. I'm not joking. I mean, if I was joking, that would be a terrible joke. But yeah, there's a treadmill over there in the other corner of the room. And cat 1, big cat daddy, is laying on top of it. At least he's not laying on my lap, because then he'd be getting more cat hair on my microphone. And that is unacceptable. Anyways, I'm not going to waste too much of your time with this. Partly because my software is freezing up yet again. It's not just my software, it's my system. My entire system is continuously freezing. My apologies if you're picking up any of that. I'm going to have to do some work on my computer, see if I can figure it out. The processing is just not processing. But yeah, enough about that. Let me get into this. This is just a follow-up on my previous video, if I didn't already say so. About Katie Hobbs, I read through and reacted to some stuff about her earlier. And because it was mostly speculation, I want to finish off the conversation with the correct information. Yeah. Basically, someone responded to my previous video in the comments with a quote from this article from AZ Central. So I thought I'd just go ahead and pull up the article and read through it and maybe react to it just a little bit. But I don't have too much else to say. I was mostly just having fun earlier. And part of that was because I've been struggling, to say the least, to record anything as of late. The best time for me to record generally is on my lunch break, but it's such a short time frame for me by the time I get home and get enough stuff pulled up to actually present something presentable. It is time to go. I have to rush through it. I lose track of either time or my train of thought, and it just doesn't work out. And then I have to scrap it, and then I'm not very happy at all. And then the rest of my day is ruined. I'm all out of sync. I'm all out of rhythm. So I thought I would just pull up something that was easy to cover, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that's exactly what it did. So I'm not exactly correcting any of my statements. I'm simply adding it to them because, like I said, there is more information out now, as there should have been in the first place. And there was inaccurate reporting in the first place. But yes, here's a headline from AZ Central. Fox News said Governor Katie Hobbs disappeared. She didn't. This is where she was. So in case you don't know already, in case I haven't wasted too much of your time already, yeah, there was reporting yesterday evening, partly due to a press release from the treasurer of Arizona, who stated that she was the temporary takeover gubernatorially in Arizona, which made it sound like Katie Hobbs had either resigned or left town for a while. Well, she did leave town, but that's not even the half of it. So now, just for the laugh of it, let me finish this off for once and for all. I will say that even with a story that is ultimately as pointless as this, at least I have multiple videos to upload. So that's good news for me, since I have gone so long without recording any. Now I have 2 in one day, as pointless as they may be. But feel free to disagree with me on anything I may say. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what you know. I appreciate the information. Some people are able to keep up with these things better than I am. I'm not going to click that little exit there again, because last time I clicked it, not that you can see it, there it is. This happened. And I don't want that to happen, so despite the fact that I just clicked it again after saying I wasn't going to click it again, you get the point, you get the picture, so let's move on. Again, Fox News said Governor Katie, I got the cat on my brain now. Katie Hobbs disappeared. she didn't. This is where she was. So, if my software and system will quit freezing for 1 hot second. Yes, it is very frozen. I don't know what you're picking up, but doing my best to put it down here. I'm sorry. It just keeps going crazy. My goodness. All right, let me just read through this as fast as possible. Fox News stirred up conspiracy theories online Thursday with a report about State Treasurer Kimberly Yee being named acting governor after what the conservative cable news network called the mysterious disappearance of Governor Katie Hobbs. The erroneous news report, later changed by Fox, followed a false rumor that went viral on social media earlier this week that Hobbs had been indicted by the state Senate on charges related to conspiring with a Mexican drug cartel. So I did touch on that briefly in that previous show of mine. The fact that it wasn't actually factual, that she had been indicted. Just, people saying that. People say a lot of things, though, so even in my case, don't just take it from me. Figure out the truth of the matter, whatever the matter may be. But yes, the network didn't attempt to explain why it called Hobbs' temporary absence from the state a disappearance in its report, which was headlined, Arizona Governor Mysteriously Steps Down for 1 Day. A message seeking comment from Fox News wasn't immediately returned. And hopefully they will do better in the future, because they, like so many other networks, which they claim to be better than, they are often propaganda platforms altogether. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't want to start this over. I don't want to start my computer over. I don't want to restart it. In other words, this is not going well at all. But yes, there is a link to the updated article from Fox News. Seemingly, Arizona governor steps down in short absence as state treasurer temporarily fulfills role. So I'm guessing this is the updated version. As you can see, there is an update, a notification on here. But yes, not all that much of a mystery. I think some of the animosity in the higher-ups of Arizona made it seem like it was a mystery, but, aside from that, and Fox News' misreporting, or misleading at least, there's really nothing to see here. Nothing to hear here. No here, no there. Hobbs didn't disappear. She was in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday for a meeting about border issues with Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas following a week-long visit to Taiwan, an important Arizona trade ally. She flew back to the state Thursday to meet with President Joe Biden, who arrived Wednesday night for a visit that promoted his campaign messages. And I was listening to that, and that is when I realized, after I had finished off my previous show and gone back to work, where I was listening to this speech from Joe Biden, I realized that Katie Hobbs was indeed with him. As you can see here, President Biden delivers remarks honoring the legacy of Senator John McCain, and the location is listed as Tempe, Arizona. So that's the end of that. Yeah, he referenced Katie Hobbs in that speech. That's when I knew, oh, she didn't really disappear. She just has other things to do, apparently. And when you are out of the state, when you are away on a foreign trip, in her case, well, you have to be temporarily replaced as governor. But I guess because I'm waiting for my machine to unfreeze again. Because Arizona has no lieutenant governor, and their other higher-ups were also out of the state for a certain time frame, for a certain amount of time, well, the treasurer had to step in and fulfill the role temporarily. And she put out a press release, and it confused some people. She's a Republican, so maybe that's why she put out the press release. She wanted to steal a little bit of the spotlight from Katie Hobbs, who I'm not a fan of, to be fair. I am generally Republican-leaning, to say the least. But the truth is the truth, so here we go. Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes was acting governor while Hobbs was out of state. But he left the state Wednesday for a pre-planned trip to Washington, D.C., where he'll meet with congressional staff and members about the need for federal funding for elections, said Fontes' spokesman, Paul Smith-Leonard. State Attorney General Chris Mays, next in the state's line of succession, is also in Washington, D.C. for meetings and will return Friday morning, said her spokesman, Richie Taylor. That meant Yee, the treasurer, was acting governor for less than 24 hours. More power to her. As the temporary top state officer, Yee sent out a cheeky press release, as I said, that referenced an ongoing fight between Hobbs and Republican state Senate leaders over confirmations for state agency directors. While I am pleased to step into this role, I will refrain from naming directors to the 13 agencies that currently have vacancies and will not call the Arizona legislature into session to confirm them, she wrote. A spokesman for Hobbs later said it wasn't clear if Yee really had the power to do all that as acting governor. State Republicans disavowed the widespread internet rumor of Hobbs' indictment Monday, noting that the state Senate does not issue indictments. So, I'm going to wrap this up and play it back before I upload it just to see if there is anything to see, anything to hear. And I say that, of course, because of all of the technical difficulties. All right. I'll see you soon. Keep in touch, keep in tune. New content is coming soon. That's pretty much it for now. And hopefully for good in regards to Katie Hobbs. Peace.